Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, The Grease Trap. Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, Grease Trap.
All right, everybody, welcome to yet another fucking Grease Trap. I'm so sick of doing these fucking Grease Traps. I'm done. So whatever. You guys are fucking shit out there. I can't believe you motherfuckers watch this shitty Grease Trap shit still. You're a bunch of fucking losers. Grease Trap is so 2020. It's 2021. When are you gonna fucking just realize the Grease Trap sucks and move on with your fucking lives, huh? That's all I ask. That's all the fuck I ask. Move on with your fucking pathetic lives.
Why are you so angsty today, TJ? What happened?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You don't got to be sorry.
I'm sorry, man.
I like it when people ride the fucking roller coaster of hatred, but I just want to know like what particularly set you on it today.
I have no idea, honestly.
Oh.
I'm just looking at news, I guess, you know.
Just one of those days.
That'll do it. I mean, that'll fucking do it.
I keep looking at the news. I'm trying to find something worth talking about, and I see a lot of shit that's like not worth talking about. So
yeah, that's typically the way I feel about most of the news. You know, we're recording our fucking news show tomorrow, and that's I've been straight up with everybody. Like, this may be your least favorite thing to do, the Grease Trap. My least favorite thing to do is fucking Flash Fried. I hate Flash Fried.
Punk ass show.
I hate the news. I hate reading it. I hate reacting to it. I hate trying to make it funny. I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. Hate it.
Guys, I've actually forgot your feeling. I've actually written a poem in your honor. Stevie actually helped me write it too. It's it's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked. Everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. So that's Stevie correction there. No human contact. And if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days.
Wow. Gets you right here, man. Hits you right here where Stevie it fucking matters.
That. There's more, but I don't want to take up the whole show with my poetry, but I mean, I hope you guys like that.
I didn't know you were such a poet.
That's so powerful, man.
It is.
So powerful. You know, another thing that sucks about the news right now is so much of the news is about fucking goddamn stupid fucking British royal family. We're going through one of those cycles of like, let's fucking all care about the British royal family, you guys. Like, I don't give a fuck. I never have. I never will.
Dude, there's a subsect of people that care about that shit all the fucking time.
I know. And then, like, whenever something super juicy happens, they fucking somehow push it to the fucking forefront of everyone's consciousness. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, man.
I use this news aggregation website to pull for Flash Fried called the Canoes.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're usually pretty good. I like them because they'll give you all of the sources for a particular headline so you can read the different spins that the different fucking places put on it on an event. But one of the things that they never fail to have a block about is like whatever's going on with the royals. Like the big royal drama recently is this Meghan Markle and Prince Harry deciding that they don't want to be royals anymore.
Yeah.
And that they've been covering that for like 2 years straight. And that just, I guess Oprah just interviewed one of them or both of them, and that's been, I don't know what
Oprah interviewed both of them, and there's all these like shocking revelations and shit. The most shocking revelation basically is like someone in the royal family expressed concern that maybe the baby would be too dark, even though like the woman, Meghan, whatever the fuck her name is, Merkel, I guess.
Yeah.
She's like 1/20 billionth black or something, and the baby is as white as fucking snow. So it's like ridiculous, and who gives a shit? But I guess just like the fact that was a discussion, I guess maybe because they won't even tell it, they won't even say who said it or whatever the fuck. So it's like, but that's like the big revelation that's like I'm supposed to give a shit about, I guess. And I just don't, because I just don't care about what the British royal family's doing. I find it really funny that all of a sudden there's all these motherfuckers going around, abolish the monarchy, abolish the monarchy. Because I remember I said that shit fucking 10 years ago. I remember how much fucking flack I got and how many fucking British people came up to me and started like justifying the monarchy to me. And like, actually, it doesn't even cost money to have the monarchy because we make so much money with tourism for the monarchy and blah, 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 blah. It's like bullshit. If that fucking royal family wasn't living there, you could charge tickets to go inside Buckingham Palace, Make it like a fucking museum or something.
Yeah,
I don't think these royals should fucking exist anymore.
They could get rid of the royal family and keep all the pomp and circumstance surrounding it that draws tourists, like the guys with the big, tall fucking dildo hats on and shit. You know what I mean? They could keep all that. They could do a changing of the guard thing. Like, I don't know. The monarchy it's a fucking, that's all it is a tourist draw now. And even then it keeps the press too. It gives the press something to whip people up about so that they don't pay attention to the fucking politicians running out the fucking back door with sacks of money as per the usual. I've seen the press engaged in a lot of great fucking propaganda recently. Can I ask you guys a question? When is the last time you heard about a president canceling a bombing run?
Canceling a bombing run?
Before this last time that Biden pulled it, when is the last time it was national news that a president decided not to do an airstrike?
I've never heard. I don't think I've ever seen that covered.
Maybe,
I don't think I'm assuming they covered it. I'm assuming that they covered some kind of Biden cancels airstrike or something, because I didn't see that story, but I've also never seen a story of anyone else doing it. So.
I think I heard about when I was a kid, Bill Clinton did something with like a no-fly zone in Iraq, maybe that they didn't do it.
Sure. So here's the propaganda that we were fed about Joe Biden. There was a national news story, because he did that missile strike on Syria.
Yeah.
And there was a national news story that said that Biden had a second strike planned for the same day, but he got intelligence that there was a woman and a child spotted in the area earlier that day, and so he called it off.
Wow, you guys. What the best, that is the best president ever, you guys. Best president, huh?
Criticism. I take every bit of criticism I've ever made about Joe Biden back.
Joe Biden was going to blow him up, but then he saw that a woman and a child were there. And he said, you know what, you guys? We're not going to bomb that location because maybe that woman and that child will be hurt. Not on my watch. I'm a compassionate president, president of love. It's like, all right, cool. Good for you, buddy.
Blatant propaganda. Blatant.
The whole Syria airstrike thing really brought out the worst in some fucking people. Like our mutual homie Vosh, dude. Well, I guess he's not a homie of mine anymore. He's disavowed me, but that's okay.
Disavow. Naughty Paul. Naughty.
He's disavowed.
He disavowed me.
How do you disavow somebody? You guys were never tight or anything. It wasn't like you guys were buddies and it was like, I've disavowed you.
He said that I've lost the plot.
Okay, you're just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I know that. Like, I could have told him that before we talked. I think I did.
Just be like,
dude, come on.
It's like, yeah.
I'm fucking insane. No, but he made a video.
Basically just said Paul's like too much of a doomer or something.
Yeah, he was like, I'm too much of a doomer, and that I've gone off the reservation, or I've lost the plot, or whatever the fuck. I don't know what it was. And I was like, okay, all right, well, whatever. You and everybody else, like, join the club, back of the line.
The Paul's Crazy Club.
Yeah, I know. It's just, and the fucked up thing is, like, it's like a revelation to people. And I say it openly. I'm like, look, dude, I'm fucking a little bit crazy. Like, I'm not, fucking pants on head, fucking bouncing off the walls loony. Like, I function, but I'm a little touched. You know what I mean? I tell people this. I'm open about this. Am I not?
Yeah, and I always tell people too, and it's like they don't get it. They think it's like part of a bit or something. Because I always tell people, like, hey, if you ever like find yourself delusionally believing that like I'm on your team or on your side, just know that I'm not. I'm never going to be. I'm always in it for myself and on my own. And they're just like, no. TJ, you're this is what I got with a little thing with Jamie Darkay fucking a few days ago. It's like, you're being a bad representative for leftists when you say X, Y, and Z. It's like, I'm not trying to be a good representative for leftists.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck. I'm literally just trying to put my own ideas out there. That's like 100% what I'm always doing, because I don't I think it's conceited to imagine that I speak for anyone other than myself when I talk. You know what I mean?
Leftism as it stands now doesn't deserve to be fucking defended or represented. Fuck the left as it stands now. It's a piece of fucking dog shit. It needs to be burned to the ground and replaced with something that's actually on the left.
TJ, your sycophants are flaying you, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
Sycophants are flaying.
This is the way it always goes, though, dude. There's always
I've seen it so many times.
When you have like a fucking principled position on something, the fucking shit comes back around and you're right for a little period of time. You know what I mean? So you always get your doing proper.
You get your little week in the sun or whatever the fuck. You are vindicated for this week until we drift away once more.
Like
the next debacle.
I'm starting to get the slow trickles of, man, I think Paul was right. I probably shouldn't. I feel like I shouldn't have voted. This is bullshit. Like I'm starting to see that crop up in my social media, and I'm just like,
you know what I'm shocked by?
What?
And I'll say that I'm like kind of amazed by it, honestly. Is just how much of a reset back to exactly the same thing that Joe Biden being elected has actually been. Like
Why?
It literally just, I don't know. I figured that it would be like, okay, I knew it was going to be like, hey, we're voting to fucking basically be back in the Obama years. But I didn't think it was just going to be like instantly like, we're back. There we go. Obama years again. It's like, okay, I guess that's the thing now.
I mean, like I don't know how long we thought it was going to take.
I just felt like, so now it basically feels almost like Trump was just like this crazed fever dream. Like I used to eat at Chinese places and I was like such a fat dude that I was like, I would overindulge. And I would get these like MSG. If you eat enough of it, will make you hallucinate a little bit.
Yeah.
So I would eat a bunch of MSG at these Chinese places and I'd start tripping a little bit. And Scotty would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'd be like, whoa, dude, fucking crazy. The bees, man, they're coming, the fucking bees.
Dude, the chocolate bees in my stomach, Dane, I will never forget.
There's chocolate bees in my stomach, guy. They're stinging me from the inside. Can you hear them buzzing? Can you hear their buzz, Scotty?
I honestly,
I'm starting to feel like the Trump presidency was like one of those. It's like, dude, there's an orange man. He's president. He's crazy, dude. He's trying to do an insurrection. It's crazy. And I was just like, oh, whoa. Oh, no, TJ, a boring, senile white man is president. It's like, oh, okay. Gotcha. Whew. It's crazy. I had like this crazy fever dream for 4 years.
To me, it's not a fever dream. To me, it's like the future. You know what I mean? Like we're going to get Orange Man again in 4 years.
Yeah, crazy Orange Man. I feel like we're going to get I feel like we're going to get fake Trump.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like policy-wise, it's going to be the same dude.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be the same guy. But it's going to be like all the populism is going to be, I mean, I guess it was fake to begin with, but it's going to be like just calculated. Like the Republican Party is like going to go to its little fucking science freak lab and be like, all right, we need to concoct Trump 2.0. And they'll figure out
smart Trump. You make a smart Trump.
Not necessarily smart,
but smarter, maybe.
But just like smarter than Trump. Like they need to find Trump plus like 20 IQ points, and they'd probably be pretty fucking satisfied with that.
Trump with an intelligence buff, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's if I was the Republican Party, that's what I'd be looking for, right?
Yeah.
Trump with just a little bit of a fucking intelligence buff and decorum buff. We need a Trump that doesn't do mean tweets. But you know that's what got him all the fucking the fan worship though, and I think that maybe they're going to not calculate that.
Well, Trump had like built his brand for years. Like I remember a conversation I had with Steve, and this is like long before Trump was even in the political picture. And like this is I think why Trump ran, because me and Steve was like maybe 2014, and he's like, Scotty, you know who would make a great president? I'm like, who, Steve? He's like, you know, I'll tell you this guy. You don't know his business. Look, he's on TV, successful. Donald Trump. Imagine if Donald Trump was president. He would run this country like a business, and our nation would be so much better than it is now, because we finally recognize what we are. You know, we need a business owner to run this thing. We don't need some freaking lame politician. Trump ain't a politician. That's why he has. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then a couple years later, it was like, oh, Trump's running. Okay, well, that's a joke. Trump's gonna, do shit. And if you look at all the news articles before Trump was actually elected, it's just like
The headlines might have
Donald
well,
Trump's running. Ha ha.
the headlines might have well just been like Donald Trump running, lol. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
Trump
that's how
has
it
no
was
chin.
treated because he ran the fucking year cycle before too, and was a total fucking joke.
and we know that Hillary tried to fucking put out propaganda like we're the most afraid of Trump, when actually they were trying to they were trying to fucking do like this thing. Oh yeah, they were trying to get Trump to the top of the ticket because they felt like he was the easiest to beat for them.
I know, and Hillary was so bad. She got her hand-picked opponent. She got a guy that was literally like, I just can't. I grab him by the pussy. Like, you literally have a guy that's just like a fucking moron that'll just say anything that has been caught in 50 million scandals. Like, oh yeah, I got a mushroom dick. Oh, I fucked a porn star. Like, what else do you need to sink a fucking politician in this country? Like, sex scandal, check. Gaff machine,
Dude,
check.
Trump was unsinkable though. You got to remember, Trump did some pretty, like, you remember how in his first debate with fucking Clinton, he brought all the chicks that had accused Bill of fucking rape.
Yeah,
and put him in the front row. How he fucking finagled that, I'll never know. That was
what Trump. You know what Trump's big strength was? Is just like, no matter what you said about him, he just never gave a fuck.
Right.
It was always just like, fuck you. Like, when in like all these other politicians, they would always, oh no, I'm caught. I got to apologize. I got to say I'm sorry. I got to do this and that. Trump was just like, I don't got to do none of that shit. I don't have to say
Trump
I'm sorry. Fuck
apologized.
them.
He apologized for the grab by. The only time he ever apologized was to grab by the pussy.
Yeah,
thing.
and
He was
even
just
but like
dead right.
even then, it was like
a weak
it was an
apology.
apology
Like, all
with
right.
like a million caveats. It was like,
Look,
I'm sorry,
some
but
locker
look,
room talk.
what I said was words. What Bill Clinton did was actions. So what's really worse, folks?
I mean,
What's
I guess
really
I did
worse?
some slightly wrong, slightly. You know,
Which
yeah,
honestly,
it was-
kind of. I mean, that argument kind of holds up.
did the same thing when Arnold was it the governor of California. Did the same shit. It's a overwhelmingly Democratic state. It was just like Arnold had sex. I was like, I did not do anything. I am innocent. You know, it was like, all right. Like Republicans, if they're just brash enough and just deny it enough and never apologize, just get away with it. It just seems to work for them because that's their voting base. Like,
Scotty,
somebody did it.
do you know what this is, Scotty? This is the sword of Conan. And every time I cheat on my wife and I have a child out of wedlock, the sword of democracy only gets stronger, Scotty.
I believe you, Arnold.
It only gets a little stronger.
I plunge my dick into my wife and I have a child, and then I plunge my dick into the housekeeper and I have a child, and every time I do this, my dick gets stronger, Scotty.
I believe it, dude. I believe Arnold's dick. I mean, his dick must have been pretty strong.
My
He's
dick
got,
is
what, 5
tempered in
kids?
pussy, Scotty.
I mean, Arnold has at least like 5 kids he acknowledges. I mean, he's probably got more than that. He was a huge, movie star.
Dude, he's
for a
probably
long
got
time.
like 25 fucking Arnolds out
He
there.
probably does. Yeah. He doesn't know most of them, of course. Like one night stand, like, I will call you. I love you.
Did you know fucking I saw this thing. I don't know how legit it is, but I saw that there was like a bunch of dudes that were like, because people are fucking nuts now, right? I guess they always have been.
They've
But
always
like,
been nuts, dude. Come on.
the internet just puts all the fucking nut jobs right in the fucking front and center.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of dudes that were like literally like trying to like contemplate like, I think when you fuck a vagina, dude, that's like that estrogen like gets in your dick, and like makes you more feminine and stuff. You know what I mean? So you gotta like not do that to like maintain
Was this said by
masculinity.
the Incel Club of America or something?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, who said
People
this,
have
man?
problems these days, dude.
You absorb
Like, get
estrogen
laid.
through the pussy. That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
I don't
Like,
even know how to
used to make you
commentate
the
on that.
manliest of men, guys. We used to make you the manliest of men. Like, look at all the pussy he's smashing, man. Look at that guy. Look at all the estrogen intake he has. He should stay
Man.
celibate like me.
How do I say something crazy enough to become the crazy guy of the week on the internet, dude? I'm been waiting for my
Can't,
moment in
man.
the goddamn sun.
I don't know. Maybe we should craft something, like we got to craft some kind of fucking belief that you can fucking go out there with.
I don't know
Go out there and ideologies. And be like,
You'd be tops in like 5 minutes, dude. There'd be some other crazy fuck that would come out with a manifesto and he'd blow like 10 people away, and you'd be like, oh, well, that
We
Paul
don't
guy
see-
was crazy.
we
but-
don't need a manifesto. We just need one absolutely batshit crazy belief to put out there and be like,
But
that's Paul's ego. That's the guy that believes
But you have to have
And
some
people
connection.
are like, whoa,
It has
he's
to be
nuts.
some basis with something popular though. Like it can't just be so off the wall that it's like you're just nuts. Like it has to be like some tangential thing. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
So like it's a fine line you have to walk because if you go too crazy, it's just like Church of Gale shit where it's like
Yeah, I think I might have already gone too crazy. I think that might be the problem.
Maybe that's it. You know, I think it's just too many different crazy. Like the problem is your crazy is too complicated. You need something that people can explain in a fucking
Simple
sentence.
crazy.
Yeah, you need like he shoved a banana up his ass. You need that. Boom, branding.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right.
fuck, that's tough, man.
What can I
That's
put
a
up
tough
there?
thing.
Well, I'm not
I know,
saying you. I
man.
mean, you just gotta come up with some kind of fucking
That's a
one sentence.
$64,000 question of your life, Paul. Like, can you sum up your crazy?
Can
in
I
one
keister
sentence?
something bigger than TJ keistered?
Oh yeah, you could do
Oh
that.
shit! Have you seen Paul's watermelon video?
Yeah,
like,
dude.
oh damn!
He keistered a watermelon.
Motherfucker shoved a watermelon right up his ass. He's fucking nuts.
Holy fuck! That banana ain't shit.
Then he jerked off and said, "Fucking solid." He jerked off to Solidarity Forever while the watermelon was in his ass. Crazy. Solidarity Forever.
Dude, Paul, I remember when I found out about that banana shit. Of course, it wasn't TJ that told me. It was like people kept coming to be like, banana. And I was like, what? They're like, banana. And I'd be like, what? What the fuck?
I just went to go check my video comments and I was like, banana. I'm like, what seems to be going on here?
Yeah, what's this banana shit?
Yeah, I was like, well, you see, once upon a time.
No, then I got sent the video about 5,000 times. Where like I just like
Look at this,
walked
look at this,
on
look at this,
every-
look at this.
Dude,
I
everybody
just
that
walked on every messaging service.
Dude, everybody that had ever interacted with TJ got that. Dude, I hadn't talked to, but at the time that banana shit came out, I don't think TJ and I had an interaction in like 2 or 3 years. And like,
Yeah.
it was like, dude, just fucking see TJ put a banana up his ass, link. And I'm just like, what? I look, oh,
He did.
he did.
Didn't he?
He fucking put a banana in his ass. Okay, cool. You know, and I moved on with it, but then I saw you made a video about it. I thought it had already I thought I got to it late, you know what I mean? And that it had something that you had decided to just
No.
ignore
Fresh
or
off
whatever.
the presses. No.
I got it hot off the presses, I guess.
He just did the thing that like it's a proven strategy. You know, it's like I'm gonna blackmail you. Fuck it, just do it. You know, like I don't care. Like I'm not because I mean, blackmail ultimately is a zero-sum game. If you comply, they just want something else. It's just been done a million times. All right, I'll give you money. All right, TJ, you got to pay me money. Oh yeah, you know what else, TJ? Now you got to make an apology video to feminism. All right, I'll do it. You know, it'll just be like, you know, he'll be a fucking monkey on a string, fucking forever. So it's like you just have to be like, fuck you, just do what you're gonna do.
You guys see the fucking Burger King tweet yesterday? That was pretty cool.
What women
No.
belong back in the kitchen.
Yeah. That was everywhere. There's nothing in there's really not much going on today. I guess
I mean, fuck
I
the
guess-
news.
I guess Milo Yiannopoulos is straight now. That's kind of cool.
Well,
You know how that goes.
Yeah.
he's straight, but still living with his gay lover.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is.
You know how
All
that
right.
goes.
You okay, so like we're woke now. You identify as a woman, so now this is totally straight. Like, is that what's going on here?
No,
They're just living a lie, you know?
he's going through gay conversion therapy.
Yeah. I guess Pierce Morgan is leaving Good Morning Britain, so that's another thing that's happening.
I hope
guess it's
I
trending.
hope it's not to come back fucking here.
No.
Oh yeah, that would be horrible. Imagine if we
buddy.
imagine if we got him again. That was terrible.
Return to sender.
Yeah,
We
we
don't
don't want him.
Nobody
He's
wants
got to go
him.
host. He's got to host some show in like Serbia or something. You know, it's time for some other country to worry about him.
We already had
You know
our
what?
time with him.
Australia, dude. Used to be a penal colony. Send his ass down there. Send him down under.
The only thing
They
he
can
was
fuck
good
you
for while he was here was that Alex Jones bit.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That ended up being pretty funny, but the rest of it he sucked. So fuck him.
Yeah, maybe he should join InfoWars and him and Alex Jones can just like argue all day.
Oh shit, dude.
It's the Pierce and Alex show, and Pierce barely ever gets a word in edgewise. Alex just screams at him the whole time. Might be good.
I like it.
Yeah. So,
Alex Jones has been so canceled, so he doesn't. I don't think
I mean, he's still out there doing his thing.
I mean, he is,
For
but
now.
can't be on iTunes, can't be on Google, can't be on YouTube, can't be anywhere.
At some point, though, that becomes your marketing strategy. You know what I mean? The guy too hot for everywhere.
Too dangerous.
They're just helping him.
Well, he's also a multimillionaire, so it's not like, I'm sure it hit him in the pocketbook somewhere.
I guess Ben Garrison cartoons are on InfoWars now. That's pretty cool. I don't know how long that's been a thing. Here we go. This is fucking. Then it was like, give me liberty or give me death. But now it's like, give me safety and then death. Bill Gates with the fucking poison vaccine and shit, Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with Ben Garrison?
I don't know. He's a nut job.
Holy shit. They're poisoning you with the fucking vaccine? That's
give me safety.
Man,
yeah.
This is why I'm crazy, by the way. I was raised in that country. You know what I mean? I don't know how anybody that is raised in that country doesn't come out insane like I am.
Yeah, it'd be pretty weird if you were sane,
Yeah. Well, who was it that said it is no measure of sanity to be well adjusted to a profoundly maladjusted culture or whatever the fuck?
I don't know.
It's a nice quote, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fucking find more Ben Garrison cartoons.
Ben Garrison,
he's a cool guy.
Dude,
fucking
I brought up Vosh
dude.
earlier for a reason, and then we got Voshed off topic.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be talking about Vosh on Syria or whatever.
Yeah, he made a video, and I don't disagree with everything in the video, but Vosh did his part to normalize Joe Biden's bombing versus Trump's bombings.
Right.
He compared Trump's bomb. He was like, Joe Biden doing this Syria strike is like the difference between firing a missile at a school or firing a missile at an arms depot. See, I think Vosh is a plant. I'm going to come out and say it. Since he disavowed me, I'm going to come out and say it. Vosh is a plant. He's a right winger that's been planted in the left to sow seeds of poison.
There you go.
Damn.
Born in Beverly Hills. Normalizes the bombing of Joe Biden, buys Joe Biden gear, and ironically and unironically supports him. Then excuses everything he does when he gets in office while still preaching Marxist shit. But for some reason, the Marxist shit always funnels right to the lib candidate. I think I might be onto something, TJ.
Yeah.
Set up
CIA.
the talk. I want to call him out, TJ. Tell him to quit being a pussy, TJ. Tell him to face me.
I'll tell him.
No, I'm kidding. I don't really care.
I mean, a lot of people have fucking come out with the. I've heard a few people say he was CIA. So
I don't think he's CIA.
I don't think he's CIA either.
I just think he's LIB. You know what I mean?
Why am I the transgender cow in this comic? Is what I want to know.
Whoa, that is you.
That's like 2016-ish, TJ.
Should government override parents and allow children to make decisions about gender mutilation surgery?
That's a complex question, transphobe, said the trans cow.
What?
I guess
The sacred cow is full of bull. This is like a hearing on one of Biden's appointments, I believe.
E
Yeah. I guess this cow is
deploribus
supposed to
unum.
be-
I kind of like that shirt.
E deploribus unum, yeah.
Not for the reasons that I should.
So apparently, the cow is supposed to look like this chick or whatever. That makes sense.
Oh, wow. Dude, man, Ben Garrison is such a fucking nice and compassionate person, dude. I love him so much. Yeah.
Wonderful.
He's a wonderful man.
He's a wonderful.
A total
Ben
sweetheart of a
Garrison.
person. Doesn't have a heart filled with hate and fucking venom and nastiness. You know what I mean? He's just a real nice guy.
Yeah.
A genuine nice guy.
In fact, I just want to say I love Ben Garrison.
Good old
sweet,
Ben.
kind fellow. You know, if there's a puddle and a lady had to step over it, he'd be the first to offer up his coat.
He would.
What a nice man. What a nice man.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a fucking another turd on the pile of shit, so it's kind of hard to really...
You know what's crazy? If you go back and look at like some of his comics before Trump, some of them are actually kind of like somewhat make a point. I mean, still kind of a nut, but like occasionally he would kind of stumble on like, okay, but that Trump shit fucked his brain up. I guess
I mean, it's real simple. It's like that's popular, and that's where the eyeballs are going to go. So it's like, oh, Trump is a great guy. He's the defender of our way of life.
It's kind of like how every fucking libertarian right person, when the Black Lives Matter protests happened, I noticed they did a little square dance right on up to authoritarian right. It's like, actually, never mind. We're over here now. It's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's a little strange. You guys, the whole fucking time. I mean, I guess we fucking covered it when it was happening, but like, it's fucking mind blowing to see all them, like even people I know in my fucking personal life, like that are like, I'm a libertarian, fuck the government, fuck the police, blah, 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 blah. But then, you know, after that shit happens, like, you know, actually, police keep us safe, you guys.
It's fucking, dude, it's just a mask off moment. I think that's probably why you hit fucking eject out of libertarianism, because it's just another one of these funnels to authoritarian rightism. It always has been, because that's the end result. Like the end result of hard libertarianism is somebody has to come and protect your shit for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always justifiable in their minds, and fuck them for it.
Yeah, well, my whole thing was like, I kept being like, all right, I'm a libertarian provisionally because, you know, there's a few things I have questions on. And then like the longer it went and the longer my questions weren't answered, the longer I was like, this kind of seems like maybe this doesn't work. It kind of seems like maybe this is bullshit.
I mean, I tend towards libertarian leftism, but that's a totally different fucking ball of wax, and it means something completely different. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more of I don't know, on some things at least, a libertarian. Like when it comes to personal expression and speech and shit, I definitely tend towards the libertarian, but
I know there's definitely some things where you find yourself on more on the authoritarian side of shit, but
oh yeah, like what? Where am I an authoritarian, TJ?
I know that you've stated before that you kind of want there to be more of like a benevolent monarch sort of thing, right?
Yes.
So,
well, like an AI overlord and a global society. That's not authoritarian.
You know, I guess that if the AI overlord was well programmed, it might not be too bad.
No, I do tend towards authoritarianism. Like, I believe that there should be a test to reproduce, and if you can't pass it, you don't get to reproduce. Like, I honestly believe that.
Agree with that.
Yeah, I think that we should, like, one of the things I was talking about on Ideology the other night was that if we had a global 2-child policy, we could effectively and really like safely and sanely control the population of the planet without killing anybody. Like we could enact a global two-child policy until the population contracted to a certain point and then lift it and allow people, you know what I mean? Like we wouldn't, because if we kept a 2-child policy, it would eventually end the species. You know what I mean? If carried to its absolute conclusion, but it would slowly contract the species if we had a global policy like that, and we could get down to a level where we could build back up again. And
yeah, I don't really understand why people get so freaked out about any sort of mention of population control. I think they feel like they start to like see like the Holocaust in their minds or some bullshit.
Because it's just associated with, you know, mass killing of humans associated with genocide primarily. So of course the first thing that most people are in our cultural zeitgeist are going to refer to is like, oh, like you're talking about like now it's like the Uyghurs, but before it's like the Jews, or you know, Rwanda or whatever. It's like people have done these atrocious acts of killing people, but that's not what we're talking about. You guys are talking about a humane method of like you're limited in your reproduction capacity is limited to this. That's it. You can't have more people because the planet can't sustain it. It's like, let's look at the reality of the situation that we're in this planet we're living on. Like, if things are going swimmingly, like there's biodiversity is doing great, the climate's doing great, and that we have this number of people, that'd be one thing. but unfortunately, that's not the case. So, and I mean, that's a pretty sane policy to me. Like that makes sense. Like have less people. We need to have less people.
We need a fucking see. The problem is here's where the authoritarian comes in. We need a globalist government in order to make that even worthwhile. Because just doing it in one fucking place doesn't do shit.
Yeah, look at China.
Yeah. I was in a bookstore earlier today and I saw a book about what to do. Like it was basically just like a survival guide for like climate change and shit. Just like, well, we're not going to stop climate change. So how can you survive the world that is to come?
Go to the green zones.
I'm like looking at it like, yeah, okay. Maybe I should fucking buy this book. I don't know what the credentials are of the person that wrote it though. So, but just the fact that that's like a book now, you know, that's like something that's being put forth. Like, here you go. You might actually need something in this.
Well, I mean, the governments of the world have failed the people, and the people who have told us about the crisis have pretty much scientifically shown us. I mean, obviously not the future, but what is going to occur. We can estimate it, obviously not with 100% accuracy, but okay, these are what's going to happen. There's too much CO2. It's going to affect these animals. It's going to affect this, and it's like people act like they're not. All these things are not interconnected. They all are. It's going to have massive impacts on the environment, and it's just the fact that people in certain countries are still debating that, or just saying, "Well, God will fix it" or something. It's like we're
doomed. No,
we're doomed.
It's like
I mean,
like looking at it
the way we are is going to fall.
Looking at it from an American perspective, we have 3 swords of Damocles hanging over our heads. Right? Just shrinking it down to Americans. We have the current and ongoing COVID crisis.
Yes.
We have the coming economic implosion when all of this somehow 2020, an unprecedented amount of people lost their jobs, but the stock market just kept on being a fucking rocket ship. You know what I mean? So that chickens are coming home to roost there, and then climate change. And that is 3 huge gut punches that are either currently, like we got hit with the COVID one in 2020. Here comes economic despair, economic collapse, more fucking climate disasters, more climate refugees within the country, more people fleeing these coastal areas into these like largely unprepared, small fucking towns that are inland off the coast. It's going to be fucking insane.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. I mean, it's inevitable. I mean, there's whole countries that have had to relocate because the sea levels are rising. They have to. There are all these little island nations. Like, what can you do? The coast of Louisiana is basically being eroded. Florida, all these southern states. I mean, California is one of the few that's not going to be because the fact the elevation there is already so high.
Climate migration is a fucking huge issue in the coming century for sure.
Oh yeah, but then beyond that, like looking at California wildfires, Colorado wildfires, Washington, Oregon wildfires. The Western U.S. is going to be, unless you're not the desert parts like Nevada or something, where there's nothing to burn there. So of course that's not going to be. I mean, they're still going to get them to some degree, but then it's like. If you don't have that problem, then it's too arid. There's not enough water for all the population. Oh, and then what happens when you don't have that? There's not enough crops. Then what happens when you have that? Oh, there's food shortages. Oh, wait a minute. We're already seeing that. Look at these food banks. We've seen it in Dallas and other places. Massive fucking lines of people going, I cannot make it. I have food insecurity.
Here's a little fucking presentation. I haven't watched the whole thing. I kind of scrolled through some of it, but it shows the Earth, right? This is from New York Times Magazine.
Oh, this should be flat.
Today, 1% of the world is barely a livable hot zone. Okay. By 2070, that portion could go up to 19%.
Holy fuck.
So this is all just like, can't live here, too hot. Billions of people call this land home.
Brazil, Central.
Where will they go? And then it's just kind of like the rest of it's just an article about, just like the coming disaster that this issue alone of climate.
Can you go back to is this India? Okay, good. One of the fastest growing. Well, I'm not sure if this is India or not, but I know India is going to have a lot of zones where it's going to be uninhabitable.
This is South America and Mexico and shit.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I see it now.
Or no, this is just the southern part of North.
This is Mexico. This is Mexico,
Guatemala, and As the climate changes, drought, food insecurity drive rural residents into Mexico and Central America out of the countryside. Millions seek relief first in big cities, spurring a rapid and increasingly overwhelming urbanization.
The mega cities are coming.
Then they move farther north, pushing the largest number of migrants toward the United States. The projected number of maybe this is the argument we need to use for conservatives. Like, climate change is going to drive all kinds of immigrants up here. That's like, no, you're lying.
Think about this too. That I'm doing a little reading here too as you're going over this on the whole idea of a climate refugee, and calling people climate refugees is a sticky subject apparently, because classifying the difference between a migrant and a climate refugee or an economic refugee is sometimes hard.
Sure.
That being said, I found several articles saying that the number of people who have moved in the United States inland from the coastal areas of the United States, and this was September 2020, is 1.2 million people.
Right.
Wow.
Just in the United States. So this is 1.2 million people that have fled these low-lying coastal areas in Florida, Louisiana, Missouri, etc.
I find it about 0% surprising. So,
there's a lot of this stuff is covered in the local news here. There's these little islands that people have lived on for generations that are they're going bye because they're just low lying. And
this island's gone now.
Yep.
Yeah.
These barrier islands, they're going to be gone, and it's just going to creep inward. And it's like, oh, okay, well, wait a minute.
There's got
to leave those places.
There is a timer on this shit because, the oxygen that's in our atmosphere is placed there largely by phytoplankton from the ocean. They're the biggest oxygen producer in the ocean. The ocean is acidifying. The latest thing that I read was faster than climate scientists had predicted. Right. And once it reaches a certain level of acidity, phytoplankton won't be able to live. Once the oceans stop delivering oxygen to the atmosphere, then, we're fucked, basically. It's like the ocean has died at that point. That's the top. That's like phytoplankton are the top of the food, or not the top, the bottom of the food chain in the ocean. So if they fall, then everything below falls.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
Or everything above it falls. It just can't sustain itself. It's like it's a chain of death. So the oceans are rapidly reaching a point where they cannot support the abundance of life that's needed in order to continue. Like, I had it described to me at one point, so salmon, they take all of these nutrients from the ocean, right? Sure. And then they spawn upriver and they take it to the forest and they die there. Yes. And those nutrients are distributed in the forest. And as such, the ocean brings life to the forest. There's another thing too. There's the Sahara Desert in Africa. The prevailing winds there carry sand and minerals that fertilize the soil in the Amazon rainforest. And so it's like, you see how interconnected all of these, how necessary all these different biomes, even the ones that are separated by thousands and thousands of miles. Yeah. And having the ocean is the foundational block to all of these biomes. Without it, the rain doesn't come to the fucking desert, which allows the desert to bloom and allows life to exist there and subsist there. The desert dies, the jungle dies, the ocean dies, we die. Like, it's happening. Like, the foundational blocks are dying.
We're going to have cockroaches and jellyfish, dude.
Yep.
When the aliens come visit our planet, it'll just be these really this is what exists here. And a bunch of wreckage. Well,
cockroaches and jellyfish. The ultimate
I'm sure they'll be
forms.
Fine.
It's like climate people aren't talking about the right things. They're talking about shit like, oh, people are gonna have to move away from the coast. It's like the ocean is dying. You realize what that means? Like, fuck the, I mean, like, I don't mean fuck the people that have to move away from the coast. That sucks. But I mean, come on.
Well, it's going to cause all kinds of social issues and stuff too. I mean, it's just going to, I mean, like when you have a fucking, I mean, just look at like the migrant crises that we've had so far, just over like wars and shit like that.
It's a collapse.
All the social unrest that I mean, like you're talking about like, hey, billions of people are like the land where billions of people live is going to be uninhabitable in like, you know, within 50 years. They're all going to migrate to other places. They're going to fucking cause massive social upheaval and unrest wherever they go, because it's going to be like a sudden influx of all these new people, which is always disastrous.
You're going to militarization of borders, where it's like, yeah, if you try to come across this border, you're just dead. That's going to happen very quickly. People, because at first it'll be like, oh, we need to help people. And then you're right. Everything will get overwhelmed in these places that can at least somewhat still exist and function. It's going to be like, nope, kill them.
That
we don't care.
That plus economic collapse plus
so people
pandemic.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's just gonna be horrible, man. It's gonna be a fucking horrible time to be alive.
Woo, man! Like the people that are having kids like right now, they need to like train their children like fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme super soldiers.
Show them Mad Max Fury Road, be like, and this is the world you're going to inherit.
Show them fucking every Jean-Claude Van Damme film from the 90s and be like, you have to be hard as this.
Unless you're this badass, you might as well just kill yourself now.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's a grenade. Hold it to your head.
Jesus, man.
Learn to fight. Save water. Store it. Store a bunch of water in your fucking basement or whatever, because it won't be it'd be a little harder to come by.
I mean, dude,
you might still be able to get water.
How do we even participate in monkey ape politics when we know that the world is fucking literally about to catch on fire?
I don't know. Got to do something in the meantime, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, that's the only form of control a lot of people think they have. They think if they just somehow elect the right person, that the right things will happen and we'll fix it all.
Somebody said something in my fucking ideology chat the other night that gave me chills. They said that climate collapse is happening and climate change is happening exponentially. And the only thing that's greater than exponentially is factorially. And so we would have to fix the climate factorially in order to counteract the coming collapse of the climate. Which means that, like, the Paris Accord, you may as well wipe your big shitty ass on that after eating nothing but bean dip for 2 weeks and flush it down the fucking toilet and throw a plastic bottle in the ocean while you're at it. That's basically the Paris Accord. Like, it does nothing. This, like, quote unquote limited promise to reduce your fucking carbon footprint by 12% in 10 years, whatever the fuck it is. That ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't going to stop what's coming. Like, we need a 100% compliance of every human being and every human government on the earth right now to focus every ounce of our fucking attention onto this problem. And if we did that, we might find something like a soft landing out of this fucking nightmare.
Yeah, we could at least mitigate it.
Yeah.
Like,
it would at least
that could have been way worse. It was still horrible. Yeah. And a lot of people died, but it could have been way worse, you guys.
It's like the difference between having a fucking parachute on the way down, where it's like, okay, you know, it's rocky below. You might get fucked up, but at least you'll live. Where it's like right now we're looking at a fucking crash landing into the side of a mountain. You know, it's like
we're all watching it happen in slow motion. The plane is doing this, and the ground is getting closer and closer. You know, and it's like,
well, I think it's just like, you know, people are going to go, well, maybe it's not going to happen to me, or maybe it's going to happen somewhere else, or maybe it's going to be this, or maybe it's going to, like, you know, there's a bunch of excuses. There's always going to be an excuse until it's right in your affecting you directly. You know, it's like, oh, you know, the oceans are they're burned out. Guys, they're burning down the Amazon rainforest. Oh, that's horrible. Oh my God, the Amazon. I feel so bad. But I mean, really, you know, we're not doing anything to stop it. We're still doing the same shit as consumers. We're going, oh, more. We gotta buy more shit. And it's just so crazy how you're just trained. You think about, like, what are holidays? Buy more shit for people. Get more shit.
Buy more shit day.
And it's like everything around, Western life and a lot of cultures now, especially, and then China and India, they picked up on this. Just consume.
Consumer Day. Consumer Day too.
Nothing else in your life. You have to consume something.
It's like Christmas is like
somewhere.
super Consumer Day, and then every other day is like a more minor version of Consumer Day.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not saying all consumption is bad inherently. It's not. But the way we consume things now is horrible. And it's just so destructive. And it's like, and you just realize this, you're like, oh man, fuck, like everything, like you think about every little decision you make and how detrimental it can be. It's like the community around here. It's like they're cutting down these forests. Like, oh, they're building more houses. And you're just thinking like, well, there goes more of the biodiversity in life here. But then you realize like, well, I've got to have a place to live. So how can I by any right say this person shouldn't either?
Well, dude, the fucking main thing, the reason, it's kind of a weird moment, but the moment I kind of realized just how like fucked we were was when Sunships, I've talked about it before, so I know you guys have heard me fucking do this, but the Sunship bag that was like, hey, we did a new biodegradable Sunship bag, you guys. Like, okay, cool. This bag is too crinkly. Change it back.
Yep.
It's just like, wow. Like you're not even willing to deal with like a slightly louder chip bag to help fucking save the earth or whatever. Like it's like literally they won't even make that level of sacrifice. Like my chip bag is too crinkly. Save me.
You know what the hardest thing for me is going to be? It's coming in the future. The Johnny come latelys, the people that never gave a fuck about the environment that all of a sudden are going to be fucking environment wizards and shit. And
yeah, it's gonna fucking get to the point where they're actually like affected by it, and then all of a sudden,
yeah, then everybody's gonna be an
environmentalist. Someone's got to fucking do something, you guys.
Hug a tree, man. Plant a tree, bro. All these fucking like anti-environmentalist, rape the land people are just gonna quietly become environmentalists. I don't know. I just hate what's going to happen to the fucking world, and I wish I could stop it, but I can't.
Defense writers of history, dude.
And that's why I'm crazy.
Yep.
Honestly, that's why I'm fucking crazy. I'm crazy because I've seen this shit for a long time in my life, and I've watched it happening, and I've watched it continue to get worse, and I know what's in the future. Maybe not in my lifetime, but in the lifetime after mine, or the lifetime after that, people are going to be fucked. So
it's gonna be terrible, man. Yeah, it's just I think that's like the tragedy of it all. That's the tragic thing about it, is that like most things in life and most big problems, big or small, you're really paying attention and being honest, you see the problem coming, and everyone does. But it's gonna be a lot of no. How could we have known? I can't wait for that shit, dude. How about the Johnny come with this? How could we have?
Yep.
It's like you're just told for centuries, you're told for decades. You were told, you're given mountains of evidence, but it's just convenient. It's more convenient to keep living the way we're living than to change.
Check
for
this
sure.
out.
And let me look at this.
Not to change the subject from this chipper topic, but
of course, but hey, this is a hyena.
All right. Just check this video out.
Oh, it's a hyena trying to chase a cheetah off.
So they're both like fighting over this carcass, basically.
Yeah, hyenas like came by and ran off the cheetah.
And it's like, get the fuck out of here, cheetah, son of a bitch. Get out of my kill. I was faking the whole time, bitch.
Shit. Damn. Wrecked.
Motherfucker. I found this under the heading, and the Oscar goes to.
Yep. That's actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we could keep talking about the destruction of the world. But
no, it's fine. Like, this is why I get called a doomer. I don't know that it makes me a doomer, but I feel like we can't like tiptoe around this politically or otherwise. We can't. If we want,
I can totally. And it really makes sense in the context of like why you feel like there should be an AI that's like super smart governing everything, because that's like pretty much the only thing that could actually maybe save us.
No,
from something like this.
I don't believe that's the only thing that could save us. I just believe it's the most likely thing to save us. Like, I honestly think it's possible, not probable, but it is possible for the people of this earth to come to an understanding that if we don't stop doing what we're going to do, no matter what our ideological differences are, we are all fucked. everybody, I think it's possible that a human government, some kind of global coalition could be formed and some sort of impact could be made on the soft landing for us in that way. I just don't think it will happen. And the reason I don't think it will happen is because I think most people are politically focused on their nationalistic policies. They're not focused on globalism. They're not focused on pushing globalistic policy. And so it's like that. That's why I feel like it won't happen. It's not because we can't. It's because we won't, because we keep focusing on the national level as if what happens in the United States matters globally. I mean, it does to a certain extent, but only as much as the United States accounts for the global fucking population. You know what I mean? And so much of American leftism is based on having its head buried up the ass of American politics. Where's the globalism? Like, we need it now more than ever. We could, we won't.
Dude, where's my globalism?
And an AI would be, I see that as the most sellable way of fucking getting people to come. But like, even then, the AI is a pipe dream. What happens to half the world that goes no? Does the AI send super soldiers to exterminate them? Yeah. Like, what do we do? You know, how do I not be a despot and save this fucking woe-begotten monkey species from itself? I don't think you can.
Yeah.
I think at some point, like at the barrel of a gun, like you go like, here's the fucking way forward. Here's what we got to do. And sane countries will come along with that. And then the fucking ones that want to continue to like destroy the world, like, are they not a cancer? Like, at what point do you have to just be like, bring the bayonets out, boys? You know, like, I hate that, but that's where the authoritarianism in me is, because I just don't see the world coming to this mass consensus that, hey, we need to live in a sustainable way. We need to fix what we've done.
Well, like you said, they'll come to that consensus when it's way too late.
Right.
They'll come to that consensus when basically like their city is underwater. Like, man, we need to change the way we do things, guys. It's like,
nah, just buy a boat.
Too late. That's probably would be it. They'd just be like, you know, Venice did it.
Waterworld was cool.
Buy a fucking boat, bro. It's gonna nice.
Just rent a copy of Waterworld from fucking VOD and shit. We'll watch that. We'll learn how to do it, and we'll be fine, man. It's no fucking big deal.
Look, they lived in Waterworld. They can,
Kevin Costner drinks his piss, and we just fucking get a big old oil tanker and live in that.
Get an eye patch and a fucking jet ski.
Yeah, dude, we'll fucking ride around on jet skis. It's gonna be fucking dope. It's gonna be super awesome. And people actually believe that shit too. They'll be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, a lot of car manufacturers are making all electric cars though.
Yeah, well, fucking problem solved then.
Yep. All those cars, it's emissions. They're not going to go in the atmosphere.
Never mind.
The world's saved.
Yeah, the world is saved.
Hallelujah. Do they also suck? Do they also suck greenhouse gases out of the atmosphere? Because if they don't, we're fucked.
Ooh, suck them out.
We would need to that's what we need, is a car that like pipes greenhouse gases and makes fuel out of it. I
think it's really funny when people are like, man, my fucking electric car. It's like, where's the power come from? Oh, from the coal power plant down the street. It's like, yeah. So,
I mean, at the very least, you're not taking a coal-fired power plant energy and turning it into gasoline-fired. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's half the emissions.
I mean, it's still that power that runs that car. I mean, it's either going to be run on
unless you have
electricity
like a
generated.
solar panel.
Yeah.
If you have a solar panel system, then I guess you could say that, but most people don't.
Well, if it was like windmills or something.
Well, the electric power is going to be generated anyway. You know what I mean?
And now, of course, all the conservatives hate windmills because they kill birds, I guess, and they were the reason Texas got fucking messed up, you guys. So,
they killed, yeah, that's right.
And they kill so many birds.
Nothing to do with the fact that the state's reliant on the oil and gas industry. No, that's nothing to do with it. Just simply because those windmills, solar panels,
they fucking Texas try to put some of its faith in them windmills and shit, and the windmills failed, Scotty.
Oh, that's what it was, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Renewable energy is all somehow evil and bad because
And it kills so many birds. So many birds, Scotty. I see all these birds.
Oh, yeah.
Just piles of dead birds on the bottom of these windmills, dude.
It's terrible.
No, I'm sure, man. I'm really sure that I'm sure those birds that are killed, man. That's the reason they don't like them. Has nothing to do with the fact that they don't want a population that has free renewable energy at some point. We don't want that. If we have that, then how these other motherfuckers who are destroying the environment, how are they supposed to keep destroying it? How are they supposed to keep raping the planet and making billions of dollars? They can't do it as effectively, TJ. That's a scary thought. Imagine if everyone had solar panels. So if we'd really invested the money we needed in that, so we could fucking close all these power plants down and totally change the way that these grids even work.
Do you know what the real plan is? And this is the fucking disgusting truth of it. You guys seen that movie 2012?
Mm-hmm.
Where the rich people build an ark?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never seen the movie, but I know that's
okay.
a part of
so
the
yeah, the
movie.
rich people build an ark that you have to be a rich person to buy your way on that can survive the coming climate thing that's happening, right? That's exactly now not as Hollywoodized, but that is the plan. People say there's not a plan. No, we don't get to know the plan, but there is a plan. The plan is for people that have money to go to the green zones and own all of that land and charge an exorbitant amount of money for people to live there and further enslave us to the capitalistic drive. That's why we're starting to move back towards company towns and shit. It's just like there is a plan. The plan is to maximally exploit us so that they can continue to be comfortable during the coming climate collapse.
Oh yeah, and they'll be able to have that. I mean, of course, they'll have the best land, the most viable land that they and their little ilk, and of course their servants who toe whatever line. Yes, sir, boss. With the threat of, you don't want to have to leave the green zone, do you? So when that's on the line, you basically have slaves.
Dude, it's
across you.
It's a corporate dystopian nightmare. The future is going to be a slow-rolling corporate dystopian nightmare that gets so much worse than it is now.
We poisoned the oceans, but don't worry. We've created artificial oxygen machines that can spread oxygen throughout our little fucking biosphere thing here. Oh, you got to pay the oxygen tax, though.
Oh, yeah.
You got to pay that oxygen tax. It'll be like Total Recall.
Yep.
You know?
Need to take a shit? Shit tax.
Damn.
We've created our own little artificial environments. You can continue to live. You can continue to be productive drones for us if you want.
Existence tax. You're born.
Isn't every tax an existence tax, really? At the end of the day?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is, but
You exist in this reality. Pay your fair share. Wait a minute, really?
Death and taxes, right?
when you're born, you owe. I love that
Yep.
about our ape species.
When
know
ape
something.
is born, ape owe 20 million banana.
It's like,
So
how
you
is
paid
ape
that
supposed to
off?
get banana?
Ape will gather banana as life go on. But ape owe. If ape not pay 20 million banana, ape no good ape. Ape lazy ape.
What about that ape that's not doing anything? His family pay his banana
His
tax when
family
you're born.
have banana farm.
Oh.
They paid those bananas like lickety split. It's a banana split, you might say.
More than likely, their ancestors killed whoever had the banana farm before them and took that over, and were just the most ruthless ones in the fucking on the farm.
Banana farm used to be peaceful co-op of orangutan apes, but then chimps came and killed all and made farm.
Yep.
Enough bananas for all. Puh. Stupid idea. Socialism.
Yeah, fuck that. Wouldn't want that.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, Jesus. Oh, we're hairless apes. Oh my fucking God.
Yep. That's it. That's all we really are when you come down to it. And we're greedy and selfish and short-sighted because, for so much of our existence, we live these little short, meaningless lives. So now we're not able to see beyond that. It's really just the truth. It's like most people just can't look beyond that. It's like, what's going on in my life? This is what's going on. Then you're asking people to look externally into the world. It's like there's some people, obviously there's a lot of brilliant people that do that, but the population as a whole, that seems like a pipe dream. That seems like a total in this country, let alone the rest of the fucking world. Like, we're fucked.
It's a crack pipe dream. At this point.
Yeah. What can you fucking do though? All you can do is just keep on existing.
I know one thing you can do. End the grease trap before we all commit suicide.
Yeah. Probably. Let's do that.
Thanks, guys.
An uplifting grease trap.
I love the grease trap. It's my favorite one.
Bye.